So Missing is a brand new movie that's done by the editors of the movie Searching, and it's a pseudo sequel to that movie where instead of a father trying to look for his daughter, a girl is trying to look for her mother after her and her boyfriend go on vacation and they don't wind up coming back. So this was a movie I was kind of looking forward to because the first Searching movie was a movie that I went in expecting to absolutely just trash that movie, and I wound up walking away absolutely loving that movie. And I've enjoyed going back to that movie multiple times, kind of looking at all the layers of that movie, and I keep finding more and more each time. And I think that movie's really good. And I think it's, if you haven't seen my Searching review, it's on my channel. And so I was kind of looking forward to Missing because it's from the same team. And for the most part, the movie does work. However, there are some things about this movie that I just did not care for. So, what does work? Storm Reid carries this movie entirely. I think she was phenomenal in this movie. She was really good. Also, Nia Long plays her mother in the movie. I thought she did a really good job. You do believe their relationship for the majority of the movie, even though they're not really together for the majority of the movie, obviously. And it's a really well done relationship. And also, the movie is very surprising, and the twist at the end I just did not predict whatsoever, and I thought it was really well done. The score was also really good. I thought it was, it kind of was a little similar to Searching, which I'll talk about later. But I thought the score was overall really well done. It was definitely very intense, very thrilling, and I thought it was really well done. And I also kind of just dug how Searching is brought into the movie. Obviously, the first Searching movie is not really mentioned in this movie, but how they bring in that whole storyline into this movie was very clever. And I also kind of like the whole how teenagers and adults are on technology and social media, how they handle it. Like obviously from the first Searching movie, David's a little bit more not as tech savvy, but he grows into like being more tech savvy. Whereas it's kind of the opposite with this movie, and I kind of like that. Where Storm Reid, she's very tech savvy, and she kind of learns a lot of the negatives about technology, social media, and all that. And I also kind of dug this whole thing about true crime dramas, where it's like it kind of distorts a lot of things, and it's like it's not really true crime after all. So I thought that was really well done. So what don't I care for in this movie, unfortunately? Well, there were times in this movie where I just felt like it was too much like Searching. Now it's like, oh, well, it's gotta be like Searching because it's clearly in the same universe. I mean, they do a lot of things in this movie that are just like the movie. Like, there's a joke about a suspect in this movie, and it kind of plays out like another joke from the first Searching movie. In the first Searching movie, David was interrogating someone who wouldn't say where they were, and then was discovered he was at a Justin Bieber concert. They do a similar joke like that. Also, there's this whole thing in the middle where the search goes viral, and it kind of plays out the same way in Missing, although the movie doesn't really tackle as many social issues as I feel like as Searching did. And also, there's at one point someone close to the family is accused, which I won't say how or why, but it kind of plays out the same way as it did in Searching. And also, again, I feel like Searching had a lot to say about technology and how we kind of just play into it, and how when something goes viral, we become invested in it even though we didn't care beforehand. I thought Searching did it really well. With Missing, I feel like there weren't that many topics to talk about. It was mainly about the mother-daughter relationship, which again is effective, but I feel like it could have been a lot better. And also, if you kind of look into Searching a lot and are a big fan of that movie, you kind of know about the subplot of that movie. I was honestly more interested in that in Missing, unfortunately. Whereas I've gone back to Searching and kind of looked at it, and even though I was still invested into David Kim's story, here I was at times I found myself more invested in the subplot than I was in the main plot. And if I go back and watch this movie again, I hope to get more invested in this plot, unfortunately. So, Missing, I feel like Missing is not quite as good as Searching, but maybe because my expectations were a little bit sky high. That may be the reason why I don't like Missing as much. But Storm Reid is really good in the movie. Nia Long is really good in the movie. The twist is unpredictable. The score is great. And I just feel like it was too much like Searching at times, where I just felt like I kept going, oh, they did this better in Searching multiple times. And I felt like it would have been a lot better if it kind of was a little bit more of its own thing rather than just kind of a copy of the original movie when it wasn't a copy, particularly with the twist, which I did not see coming. That's when it worked. And so, again, if I do wind up watching this movie again at some point, I will definitely become more invested in the original plot than I was in the subplots. But because Storm Reed mainly carries this movie, she does a phenomenal job, and because it is surprising by the end, it is worth it. I'll still give Missing 3 out of 4 stars. See it? It's definitely worth seeing, especially if you're a fan of the first Searching movie. But again, you may not like it as much if you're a massive fan of that movie, because it's almost like that movie. So, what did you think of Missing? Also, what's your favorite movie surrounding technology? Or comment down below, subscribe to the channel. This is Pat. Stay safe.